Country music is definitely the theme of our trip as we drove through the outback of America, a part that I've never seen before. And we packed up the car from the Bay Area and drove all the way through Nevada, eventually getting to Idaho, and then Wyoming, and ending up in Montana.
2, 3.
We packed the car full of our cooler and clothes and camping things and made our way, eventually ending up in our first town, which was Pocatello in Idaho.
What do you have?
A green apple cotton candy.
We caught one of their very quirky Friday night art markets, walked through the town, and just enjoyed the history that is so clearly still such a part of that town. I think most of the footage I caught was this town just because of how special it was. A super big find was actually a brewery that was having a concert and a food truck, and we got to enjoy amazing beers for super cheap. The next morning, we also got to go to the farmer's market and check out some local produce, buy some more things to fill up our cooler with, and we found probably the best breakfast burrito I have ever had. Amazing. They had a 4th of July parade, and it was so festive in such small town America. Loved it. We made our way eventually towards the Wind River region, and here we're just preparing our picnic for going camping, wild camping, so not even at a campsite, but bringing our packs in. This is the start of the hike, so beautiful, but it was the buggiest place I think either of us have ever been to, so we even had to wear bug nets over our heads to avoid all the bugs. I must say, this was probably the hardest hike I'd ever been on, and pretty scary, having to do river crossings, and we ended up hiking so many hours and only getting to our campsite really late at night, but I think it was worth it. We only got to properly see our campsite the next morning when it was light again. And oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. We found a spot just by the river. There was a fire pit and lots of space for us to spread out and enjoy. But after an intense night in the elements, we were ready for civilization again. And a delicious cup of coffee, just what I needed before heading out to Wyoming and being able to stay at the Grand Tetons National Park. And our first night there was in a campground, and we woke up to the rain, which I must say was so nice, because every morning up till then we'd been waking up super early. But the day eventually cleared, and we got to go enjoy the mountains and walk around and jump in some glacier lakes, which were so refreshing, because remember, we didn't really have any showers. So I must say this was also a highlight for me, which was cooking on a camping stove, and we decided to make ravioli, which turned out so good. And I think this is my favorite moment, where my brother is enjoying the very last ravioli. It just shows you how good it was. So our sleep-in really only lasted that one night where we woke up to the rain, because the next morning we woke up before 4:30 to go catch this sunrise with this barn, which I think is the kind of the famous barn shot that you get of the sunrise at the Grand Tetons. It was so worth it. We also passed by this church before making our way eventually to Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone was so impressive, but honestly, it was packed with tourists. I mean, we chose 4th of July weekend, so what could we expect? But we kind of cut our time short there because of how full it was and decided to make our way a little early to our final stop, which was Bozeman in Montana. This is where my brother would be spending the month working from here, and I got to enjoy a couple of days exploring, of course, finding the best bakeries and coffee, and enjoying the town before it was time for me to go home. It was such a cool trip and really quenched my thirst for adventure. I'm so grateful for the time we spent together and the new parts of the country I got to explore. So many kind people and such beautiful places.